Okay, so the the little thing there says, that guy with the glasses! And that's all it says. So we sort of looked at it and went, okay, let's do a Q&A. So that's pretty much what we're going to do here. We're going to do a straightforward Q&A. It should probably, for whatever, all two of you that don't know who we are, I am Doug Walker. I have a website called thecatholicclasses.com. I mostly do video reviews and sketches. I've done stuff like video game confessions and bum reviews and Ask the Catholic Classes. We've just started a new show called Demo Reel, but I'm notably known for the Nostalgia Critic. And to my right is...
I'm just some other guy who wanted in. No. Hi, I am Linkara Lovhaug. You might know me from such shows as Atop the Fourth Wall, History of Power Rangers, and most recently, Long Box of the Damned!
I love how your mouth actually moves up and down when you do that.
It's necessary, my children.
So,
love doing that.
So yeah, pretty much, especially when we did the last Q&A panel, we just obviously didn't get around to everybody. So what we're going to do is we're going to go roughly for about an hour just answering questions. Afterwards, if you didn't get a picture or an autograph or something like that, we have this room for a bit, so we're just going to go over in the corner and we're going to go ahead and, take pictures and stuff like that.
Yeah, mostly because Doug, we had an autograph signing scheduled at 4, but Doug is leaving before then, unfortunately.
Yeah, the plane leaves over.
So here is your best opportunity here, and I think this is this right here is your last thing you have to do today. So you have nothing else you have to worry about.
Yeah, except the fans that want to rip me apart for this.
Oh yeah! I'll protect you!
I don't like how you jump in. It's like, yes, yes. I want to be good and So awesome. We're just gonna we're pretty much just gonna go right into the Q&A. So this room is so big. I think we're gonna do the Jerry Springer thing one more time. We're just gonna walk in. So who has a question?
One last thing. 8-Bit Mickey might show up. We don't know.
If he does, we'll obviously get him in this too. Or here, I'll be him. Okay. He loves the short jokes. Almost as much as goat jokes. Okay, let's go ahead.
Do not tell goat jokes, Dan.
Let's see. Front row here.
Okay. I noticed you write the scripts for a lot of people when you guys do the anniversary thing. Do you ever have other characters in mind when you're kind of writing these scripts? Like, I noticed Film Brain kind of resembles Daniel from 30 Rock.
I haven't seen much of 30 Rock, so I don't know. Yeah, I know. Oh! How can you not see 30 Rock? With something like Film Brain, and I saw his reviews, I knew sort of the character, but again, when you're putting something together that just has all these various characters and they're all cynical, it's like you have to have some variation. So I just thought it'd be funny if, like, when he got close to the critic, he would just suddenly turn into a fanboy, and because he has that accent, he has that great kind of creepy smile and stuff like that, and he could go so energized. I don't know why, I just felt like he could do it really well, and he did, and he does, and he even did the dramatic stuff really well when we got to Boldly Flee. So, there's always this idea that it's like, okay, we have all these people, they have to have, like, from a movie standpoint, they have to have purpose, they have to have a reason to be there, so you have to manipulate the character a little bit for them to match that. Let's see, what else should we do here? Let's do over here. Let's do, yes, because you have the most adorable accent.
Thank you, hello.
Isn't that adorable?
I know that you stopped doing the Nostalgia Critic for a bit, obviously doing these new stuff. Do you think he'll ever, come back, in the future at all?
Oh yeah, no, we'll bring Critic back for other stuff. He's not, that's why we didn't, kill him. He's just a Muppet now.
Johnny in December, you'll see his other job.
Yeah, actually, in fact, we just shot a cameo for his video where I come back as the critic too. So
can you guess what he had to do with me?
You don't want to. And the one funny thing I'll say about that, for anyone who doesn't know, was it Cutthroat Allen? I think was her review. It was right after Boldly Flee came out. And Lindsay was just like, I need a cameo, from you. Like, so just what happened when you went in the hole or whatever. And I was just like, it's just like the end of 2001: A Space Odyssey. That was straightforward, right? And she was pretty much like, so what would we do it like? He's like, do you transform into something? I was like, I just sort of assume like I'm just the, like the ending where I'm just sort of the plot hole floating there and stuff. And she's just like, do you still have that puppet? Yeah. She's like, do the puppet. Because I love the puppet. And
Are you a Muppet?
Like,
you sound like you're a Muppet.
yeah, that's my favorite line. You sound Muppet-y. So that's pretty much how that came out. She's just like, I want you to be a Muppet. I'm like, okay, I'm a Muppet. So as of now, Critic is a Muppet, but I'm sure he can transform into her. And we will do other stuff with him, though. So let's see. Let's go in the back here. You, because you're waving your hand as you were waving.
I really love the bloopers from the Moulin Rouge review.
You worked very hard on them.
Are you going to do more blooper reels and have more blooper reels on the show, on the site?
Yeah, we'll probably do blooper reels for like the demo reel stuff. We got two really good, fun actors that are just so good at making stuff up. And a lot of the stuff we can't include in the episode, just for length and time and stuff like that. So I mean, when we do like extra features and DVDs and stuff like that, I mean, we'll have the longer scenes and the deleted scenes, we'll probably have the bloopers and stuff like that. So we'll get more of that. I think just right now, time is so tight because we're starting all these new shows. That is where, because people are like, why is it taking so long? I'm like, well, with Nostalgia Critic, it was just this. Demo reel, it's like, you're over here, you memorize that line, we gotta do this now, we gotta do that, we gotta blah, blah, blah. It's a bit more complicated. But there'll always be something every week, whether it be a short. Actually, this week, on the demo reel short, you might see a little appearance by Rob Paulson, so keep an eye out for that.
Oh, you've heard of him.
So yeah, so you'll probably see more of that stuff. Those ones you pick one.
Okie dokie, Smokey. Who should I pick? I think I'm gonna pick you.
This question is for Doug. Is your favorite candy really Mentos?
But where? I did that somewhere at this con.
Yesterday at the Improv.
Oh, that's right, at the Improv, yeah. No, I actually hate Mentos. I just thought Lion-O would like Mentos, so that's why. For anyone that missed it, I was Lion-O at the Improv.
We did a game called Let's Make a Date, and he was Lion-O, and the person had to guess who he was.
So somehow Mentos worked into that.
My favorite candy is Mentos!
Let's see, if someone over here, because they're probably not going to get too much attention. Let's do you, yes.
I saw your Jurassic Park 2 review, and I was wondering why you chose to review that instead of Jurassic Park 3, that really shitty one.
Everyone's always like, oh, Jurassic Park 3 is the worst, it's the worst, and stuff like that. And yeah, it's stupid, it's unnecessary. Yeah, it's like that. No, Lost World was done by Spielberg, though, and that was a sequel follow-up to one of the most successful films of all time. And it was so fascinating, the choices they made and kind of how dull it was. But I will say that something I know is that Spielberg couldn't be there a lot of times on the set because his kid was sick. And he had to do a lot of the directing through like Skype and video recording and stuff like that. And you know what? If you get a bad movie out of that, screw that, that's a good dad. So in terms of,
correct me if I'm wrong here, but wasn't Jurassic Park 3 beyond your cutoff point?
Oh, it could be that too as well. I mean, I've made exceptions before,
Yeah.
but also Lost World was coming off of Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park 3 is coming off of Lost World, so it's not like high expectations, And it made me laugh a few times. It was stupid, but it's like, I got a few laughs. I like seeing the pterodactyls and blah, 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 easily entertaining. So, yeah, that's the way I can answer that. Let's want to pick another one.
Okie dokie.
I love that you go to Sarah Palin when you're looking for beef. Okie dokie,
Oh, we just us from Minnesota here. We have lots of different ways of talking like this. Oh, yeah.
No, the bunny had the hand up, not you.
Ask that guy who framed Roger Rabbit.
That's a very good question. And I'll tell you exactly who framed Roger Rabbit. You did. Because you're obviously Roger Rabbit's ex-lover because you dress up like a bunny and you're obsessed with him. And you want to find Roger Rabbit, you want to take him, you want to do terrible testicle torture to him because you're really sick that way. Yes, you are the culprit. You're going to jail. I'm going to this officer. Arrest this woman. Take her away.
Now, here's the funny thing. That's pretty much how he does Ask That Guy.
Yeah, everything with the exception of the nostalgia cranks and the demo reels are improvised. I mean, so actually the bum review is the funniest thing, so you'll see me like, you know, I'll be there, you know, I push record, I'll just be like, oh my god, it's the greatest movie I've ever seen in my life! There's this guy named Batman, and he dresses up like a bat! It'll just be like that. I look like a total schizo. So it's a lot of fun. Let's see, someone back here, we'll do middle row, because it's hard to get to the middle row, and you people need attention.
Yeah, story arcs. Linkara, you introduced them. It seems everyone has been doing a lot of them. You've been starting to do some of them, like with Ask That Guy, he looks like now, and Demo Reel. Do you think that's really helped the site out, or do you think that's also been a bit of a good, bad thing, especially with some of the fans?
I think it's gonna, I'll answer first and I'll let you do, because I think you have a lot more story arcs. I think it's just gonna vary because on the one hand, you take a little bit of a risk because there's always gonna be newcomers, and if someone comes into a review, you know, it's like they don't need to know anything about the character or the people or anything, they can just watch someone review the movie, because it's starting from scratch. But at the same time, it can get dull because it's like you're creating a character and you want to evolve the character, you want them to develop. So you have to sort of take that risk, you know, that risk with it. There's a lot of movies in story, like Lewis's stuff, where it's like the storylines really evolve and they're really connected and they really go to all these areas, and that can be an advantage because then people are like, oh, what am I missing? I want to go back and watch this stuff. So it just depends on the audience.
Yeah, originally I didn't do storylines, both because it wasn't done at the time, and I just kind of wanted to create a character who was just like an evil robot version of me, and then add something on the end of the videos that more people could get invested in, and a mystery they could solve, and get talking to each other. I just wanted to give the audience a little something more. And it's gotten to the point where people love them so much that I can't see doing the show without them, and I still plan on doing more of them. Next year, I will be taking a break from storylines, mostly because it's really intensive, and this year was especially rough on me during the summer, because we didn't originally have my friend Will's costume here. He's here, I don't know if he's in the room somewhere.
There he is, back there. Woo! Hi, Will.
Yeah, that's Snowflame right there, and the gunslinger.
And the only other guy who's ever in his videos.
And the only other guy who's ever in my videos. But yeah, it took so long for us to get his costume that we had to start the storyline so much later that I was doing storyline every week. And a lot of people like that, but at the same time, it's exhausting for me, especially when I'm playing multiple characters here and I have to change from one costume to the next, and I have to flip the camera around and make it so the conversation flows. And that can get boring, especially when you're just seeing one person on screen at a time. And trying to get both people on screen at the same time, that requires a lot more special effects work, or a split screen, and I have to make sure the split screen looks nice. And you can tell this is it's stressful. So next year we're going to take a bit of a break, but we will come back with them stronger and whatnot. But the one thing I always want to say about storylines, it's best to include them at the end of the video, because there is a good contingent of fans who do not watch them and are not interested in them and just want to see me rant about a comic or Doug making fun of movies or stuff like that. So that's my advice.
Let's do the dragon babies there. Sounds like a kids' TV show. Dragon babies.
First of all, thank you both for signing this. It's amazing.
Oh, I signed his crotch, that's right.
And he shall never
Second
lose
of all, what's your favorite Pokemon, guys?
My favorite, I don't watch the damn shows.
Here's the shoe.
I hate, no, you know what? That Mewtwo thing was kind of cool.
Yeah.
YouTube's badass. But my own personal favorite, it tends to vary from day to day. Usually Bulbasaur, Weedle, or Cyndaquil.
Favorite Pokemons is a complicated thing, depends on my mood.
Well, it's the same thing with people like asking, who's your favorite writer, who's your favorite artist? Well, it just kind of changes. What's your favorite MST?
Really? You're comparing Pokemon to like Shakespeare?
It's very complicated! There are lots of factors that go into it!
Okay, Kitty, Jesse, and James have been.
Okay, let's see here. Let's do, yeah, your red sweater here. Ooh.
Okay, so, I'm guessing you don't know much about Homestuck, but how do you feel about the fans kind of taking over conventions? Like,
I mean, like, just Homestuck fans or just fans in general?
Like, what did you initially think when you saw these crowds of people with the orange horns and the gray skin paint?
Oh, I don't know. I just thought, like, you were obsessed with, like, candy corn rings or something.
I thought it was just some anime I'd never seen.
Yeah, anytime, neither of us are huge into anime, so anytime, it's not like we go to a place that's like, oh, I don't recognize that. That's weird. It's just like, oh, I don't recognize that. Yeah.
And frankly, if you really are that passionate about something, go for it. Bronies, furries, Homestuck fans, it doesn't matter. We love you all!
As long as you watch us and give us money, we don't care.
Exactly. Pretty much, yeah.
So, yeah, if you like something, I never force it on somebody. I mean, we just have panel before title movies everyone disagrees with you on. I never force your opinion on someone, you know. It's like, ask about it, share it, but never be like, you don't like Homestuck? You know, or anything like that. So, I don't know why you'd be on the floor already to do that. But, yeah, so they're pretty much straightforward philosophy. Let's see, someone here, Sue, Andre Sweater here.
Yes, you said you were going to do a game show as one of your releases. Can we get any more information about that? Because you're kind of vague about that aspect.
Well, we're kind of vague about it because we're still putting it together. I mean, we're doing a couple game shows, actually. One's going to be very pop cultural reference, and the other's
very pop cultural.
Yes. And the other is going to be video game related. And I will say the thing we're trying to do is that we know how important the hosts are, so we're trying to get really funny hosts. And we've had some really good auditions and just a lot of good funny people. Yeah, and we might even do some duos too, like actually a couple hosts work off each other. And we want them to kind of be dicks. Because the game show hosts, they always have to sort of smile in front of the dumb contestants and stuff. It's like, no, if like somebody gets an answer wrong, it's just like, you're an idiot. That might be kind of fun with it. So we're sort of playing along those angles. But yeah, that's sort of the main focus. And it is going to be shot at the studio, at the warehouse. So if a lot of people are like, oh boy, in demo reel, you don't really use the warehouse that much, but that's mostly for the other shows.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, if we, for the time we have, we can build sets back there, and so we'll do that too. But I mean, and we do use it for other stuff, but that's mostly going to be for the other shows. So that, yeah, it's not all just for demo reel. I mean, it's for like a lot of stuff.
That's a good question. Who here has seen the first episode of Demo Reel?
Yeah!
Did you like it?
More. Oh, you must see it. All these people are like, I still want to support your work. I haven't seen it yet, but I still want to support it. Watch it! So, yeah, and there's more up. Like I said, every week there's going to be something new with Demo Reel, whether it be a short or a trailer, you know, or the full episode. The full episodes are going to be bi-weekly because they take longer to make. But there's always going to be something. There's always going to be a short. There's always going to be something good there. So I love the way you're doing that with your hand. So I think how many other people are doing this?
They're just doing Gangnam Style in their seats.
You have a very important question? What's that?
Why is the sky blue?
Well, that's a very good question. The question is from you, okay? I learned it by watching you! That's all I can think of. I'm not used to being put on the spot. You know,
the sky is blue. Hi there, I'm that guy with the hat. The sky is blue because of all the dead Smurf souls that are caught in the atmosphere.
Liam Neeson, how are you?
I'm good.
Did someone take your daughter?
Don't watch Taken 2, it's that bad.
1/25th of Team 4-Star, everybody. For anyone who hasn't seen the video where we read at the end of the Big Geniuses 2 video, where we read 50 Shades of Grey in different voices, you will pee yourself. It's great, but he reads it as Liam Neeson. So, okay, let's do another question here. Let's do Insano in the back.
A question for Linkara. You were here last year. Did you have a coney dog?
I did not.
There's a coney restaurant in the food court.
I know there is.
Good conversation there.
I've been busy. talking to you people. It's either eat a coney dog or do a Q&A panel. That's what I thought.
Or both.
It's the same.
And that was the first time I did it. Okay, let's do Paul.
What was your motivation for releasing the exclusive Nostalgia Critic DVD shows?
Like the ones we currently have, you mean?
Yeah, the ones that were on the DVDs for volumes 1, 2, and 3. What was your motivation releasing them on the site?
Oh, because we knew there was going to be sort of a Nostalgia Critic, backlash, just, bring it back! We don't care if you're running out of ideas, just feed us! It was one of those things that sort of like, hey, thanks for watching, here's a little bit of a reward for you that, for sticking with us, and, just give a little bit of special feature. It's not all the features that are on the DVD, I mean, we haven't given them all away or anything. It was just sort of a nice little extra thing to throw out there, just saying thanks to all the fans for being so supportive and still being supportive, coming and seeing demo reel and giving us all the feedback and stuff. So, basically just that reason. Why don't you pick someone?
Oh, now you want me to pick someone.
You want me to pick someone. You guys want to start
This is a personal question for both of you. Who is best pony?
Pinkie Pie is best pony. As it happens, though, I am not a brony, and I've only watched the first episode. So, I'm a very busy guy. I don't have time to watch it. It's a good show. I'm just not that interested, and I don't have the time.
I like Seabiscuit.
I'm partial to Black Beauty myself.
Exactly. I don't watch the show. I don't hate it at all. I did see one episode as well. It was cute. It was fine. I'm glad people like that as opposed to something else that something else isn't good. And everyone's like, "Are you a brody? Are you a brody?" No. Oh, you hate us? No. I don't care. If you like it. Good for you. Shut up.
Except when you cross the border.
Yes. Oh yeah. They did get me back into America. I guess I do it.
Have you heard the brony story that Doug has?
Come on! It's just getting back into. I'll do a Cliff Note version. Just I lost my passport, which never happened. I can't believe I lost this. So I lost my passport. I was able to get into Canada, but back they're a little bit more. They ask more questions and stuff. So I get there, and we're already sounding suspicious because it's like the woman driving me. It's like what do you do for a living, man? And she's like, oh, I'm a nuclear scientist, which she really was. And it's like, well, that doesn't sound odd, And what do you do? I make a living online telling jokes. It's like, and the guy's like, oh, so and I told him I don't have the passport, but I have all the information that shows I'm an American, that actually there's more here that provided than you need to get a passport. So I give him all the stuff. He's like, oh, so you're a funny man, huh? Yeah, it's just like, well, tell me something funny. Which, of course, it's like. So the only thing that came to my head, I just said, do you know what a brony is? And he just says, no, and I just ranted. I'm just like, okay, so the show My Little Pony, the one from the 80s, the cute little cartoon show that was really stupid and stuff, well, it came back, and now apparently it's a lot better because there's a lot of people that are really enjoying it. It's not just like, little girls, it's like grown people. It's not just grown people, it's like grown males. Grown males are really getting into it. They're buying the toys and they're combing it, and they're really getting upset, and there's good storylines and stuff like that. And they dress up like it, like human pony brony things, and it's just really interesting. I don't even know what the female pony bronies are called. I mean, it's like, what, are they like, do they already call them pony? Yeah, well, I didn't know it at the time. So anyways, I'm going on and on and on about this, and the guy just with my information is just like, okay, nobody can make that up. So Brony's got me back into America. Let's see here. Let's do. It sort of looks like a mix between Captain N and 90s Kid.
Linkara.
You.
Obviously, you read comic books, but what's your opinion on web comics?
Oh, I love webcomics. I read quite a few, actually. Penny Arcade, obviously. Schlock Mercenary, Short Pact, and Dumbing of Age by Dave Willis. What else?
What's the one that I bought a comic from here?
The Uniques, which is half webcomic, half printed comic.
Yeah, that's. I was just looking at the artwork. I'm like, dude, I usually don't buy stuff either.
Oh, there's so many really damn good ones, and I always blank on the Multiplex, which is really appealing to me because when I first started doing work, I worked at a movie theater, so So it just speaks to me. But yeah, I love webcomics. There's plenty of good ones out there. I'm just not going to review them.
Got the sword here.
I have a question for Linkara on the topic of both the Homestuck question and the webcomic question. Do you plan to review Homestuck at all in the future or anything?
Homestuck, from what I understand, is very similar to Girl Genius in that regard. That it has both a printed version and a webcomic form. And in my mind, it started out as a webcomic, so I don't think it really counts for my stuff. So I have no plans to review any Homestuck stuff. But then again, why would you want me to unless you hated it? And because I'm before talking about bad comics. And there's this many people that like it. Well, okay, that's not necessarily a good example, but I like to think that more often than not, if there are lots and lots of people who like it, then it's probably something decent. Most of the time. Most of the time.
Yeah, let's go over here. You had your hand up for a while here.
Do your characters talk to you?
They're talking to me now.
Like if you're watching a movie and suddenly you hear back chatter in the back of your head.
Oh my god!
Doug, I think you should say this.
No, you should say that.
No, I think you should say this.
Yeah, they don't get good audio or something either, apparently. No, I mean, it's very... I don't think that's the best way to describe it. I mean, it's just sort of like you watch something, you're just like, okay, what would this character do? I mean, it's all sort of, in a way, an extension of yourself, even the really ugly stuff. So it's always like, it's in there, it's just bringing it out and would the character do this? Or heck, if that character wouldn't, would another character do it, bring them in for a cameo. So I don't know, do your characters talk to you?
No, but I know where you're coming from here. J. Michael Straczynski used to talk about this, that eventually he got to the point where he could actually hear his own characters talking to him and saying what he should write down. And it doesn't mean that in a schizophrenic way. It's that you're so familiar with how the characters work that it might as well be another person inside your head telling you how to do this.
Well, and that was one of the purposes of the end of To Boldly Flee. You haven't seen it, I won't give it away, but I mean, it's very much that... I mean, for me, the strength comes from the character. You can have a great story, but I mean, if you don't give a crap about the character, why would you watch it? And it does get to a point where I think once you have the character down, you just sort of let them tell the story. You let them lead the way. And that was essentially what the ending was about. The character sort of evolving beyond even what the creator could do with it.
I have a question about the ending of To Boldly Flee.
Go for it.
Do you usually brush your teeth away from your sink?
Yeah, I do actually. And then there's a lot of when when I get up, I'll start, because, I don't know, there's some things I just get really, doing laundry, I'll just bring the laundry down, and it's I'll go do, I guess most people do something else while doing laundry. But brushing my teeth, it's a lot of time, I'll check my email while brushing my teeth, I'll go do something, I'll go make coffee while I'm brushing my teeth and stuff like that, so yeah, I do actually normally do that. So let's see, I just gotta know what the person with the Cheez-Its box wants to ask.
What advice do you have to give to aspiring reviewers, and also, do you want to cheese it?
An answer to the Cheez-It, no, I'm good. An answer to the first question, don't. No. Here's the thing I will say about that. A lot of people are kind of like, oh, did you quit the critic because reviewing is gonna be dying out soon or something like that? No, there's always gonna be reviews. There's always been reviews. And they're always gonna be entertaining. We're always gonna like them. For me, I just felt for the nostalgia critic, it ran its course, in terms of keeping it fresh and funny and stuff like that. But, that's just for us. I mean, a lot of people, Lewis is still going, Lindsay's still going, Noah's still going. I mean, they can think up stuff, and there's still more, areas where they feel like they can really explore this. For me, I felt like we ran the gamut. So I would usually say there's so many reviewers out there. That I would say if your heart's really in it and you really, really want to do it, try and do something really different and really unique, because there are so many. Now, if you're just doing a web series or a video series, it's a little bit more open for that, because people are always looking for something new and unique. I would say the way I got a lot of people look at me, though, is doing these 5-second movies, which, if you don't know, is taking clips from famous movies and reducing it down to 5 seconds. Like Titanic in 5 seconds would be, this ship can't sink, and it sinks. The end. So a lot of people are coming at that because they're already looking up whatever, Star Wars or Titanic or The Matrix, whatever was popular at the time, and then they would see it in 5 seconds, and that's fast and quick, and they can recognize it, and it doesn't take up much time. So I'd say that's not a bad angle to go go for it if you want to get noticed. Try something that's already, people are going to be looking up for a while. And have a unique concept on top of that. Any advice you don't have?
The advice that I always give for anyone who's aspiring to be a reviewer is, even if you aren't funny, be entertaining. Engage your audience. If you are energized, they are energized. Be passionate about it. Don't just be sitting there going, yeah, I mean, I just want to talk about this thing right here. I don't know much about it. Oh yeah, scripts help too. But yeah, if you care about something, let us see how you care about it. And, of course, if you don't think it's for you, then don't do it just because you feel like you have to do it. Do it because you honestly care about this stuff. That's my advice.
Talk to Catwoman.
Okay, I got a couple questions. First one is, like, would either of you ever consider, like, maybe doing something outside of, you usually do comedic stuff. If you were to do something outside of everything you've done before, you know, completely unrelated, something in a dramatic, like, sort of genre. Maybe even a short or something. Unrelated to anything you've done before. Something completely separate, something unique. And also, Linkara, have you ever had a Coney dog yet?
You just asked that question.
Yes?
The answer is no.
In answer to the other question, in terms of, I know what you're saying, like something not just, because like they were saying, the Holy Flea had some drama and we dabble in a bit of drama. But in terms of something totally different, yeah, actually next year I'm going to try and see if I can get an animated short out that I've wanted to do for years that has nothing to do with anything I've done before. Gonna try and get it for actually Christmas of next year. So I mean, it's something I want to devote a lot of time to because it's something I really, really wanted to do. So that's what I'm finding is because this stuff takes up so much time, and I did have a lot of ideas, but this is very time consuming. Is that I'm taking like the 2 or 3 that's like, no, I have to get this out no matter what. I don't care how, you know. And I'm sort of working on those on the side. So you will see 1 or 2 things that just don't connect to Nostalgia Critic or movies or anything like that. They're just going to stand on their own. What about you?
Something I've never done before. The problem is with this kind of job.
He's done it all!
Well, I've not done it all. It's that if I want to do something, I'll find some way to do it. But in terms of something I'd like to go back to again, the more hardcore fans of mine might know that I wrote a bunch of fantasy novels when I was like 14 years old. And they suck. I still feel I had a lot of good ideas there, but I wrote them when I was 14, and they read like they were written by a 14-year-old, and they were self-published, and people still find them. And I need to get them off the web. But I've always loved to go back and remake them now that I'm older, more mature, and know what the hell I'm doing.
Look at the plus side. At least Mara Wilson hasn't raided your video library.
There's a lot of stuff in those books I am not proud of writing. If you've read them, you know what it is.
Cool, let's do the front row here, yeah.
Alright, this question is for both of you, and I guess it can be answered differently for you with cinema and you with comics more, because me and my friends see this either way, one or the other. When you're reading or viewing something, what's more important to you? Good characters or good story? Like, what takes priority in your mind?
Here's the honest truth, for me, is that my brother and I write a lot of stuff together, in my opinion, for one main reason. I'm obsessed with character, and he's obsessed with story. Yeah. In reality, you can't have just both. You can have something that's okay if it mostly focuses on character, or something that's okay if it mostly focuses on story, but you need both to carry it through. You can have a fascinating person, but if they do nothing but sit in a chair and talk, and you never cut away to anything else, and you never hear anything from anyone else or something like that, I mean, it's going to get boring. They have to do stuff.
My rebuttal to that is phone booth.
No, but even you're cutting back to other people and stuff, and even stuff's going on. I'm saying that if you just have a person that does nothing but sit down and chat, one still shot, you know, just talking.
My dinner with Andre. Not my dinner with Andre. Waiting for Godot.
Well, but even then, it's. I mean, they do move around. They're talking about what they did. I mean, even that they're explaining the story, it's just that they're doing it. They're saying what happened to them. Bottom line is that both are very important. And you need that mix, and that's why I think my brother and I actually work pretty well. Is because I can do something that's way too character or joke based. And he can tie it back to the story, or he can do something where it's a lot of explaining, and I'd be like, no, we have to have some character more, or how's it hitting the characters, how are they interacting with it and stuff. So I mean, we both my brother and I have one that we lean more towards and we like better, but we both know that both are very important.
Okay.
Buy the DVD for Suburban Nights and listen to their different commentaries on it. You will hear some interesting stories about that. See, the thing is with me, I've always seen that character is tied into story. So it's hard for me to say that one is stronger than the other because they are so coupled together. You can't have a good story without good characters, and you can't have good characters without a compelling story. So I just have a hard time saying one is better than the other. Although I suppose you could say that even if the characters themselves were boring, maybe the story was exciting, or even if the story wasn't that exciting, you were still interested in the characters. But something that's truly great, in my mind, requires both. That's how I do it anyway.
Yeah, so both are, I say, are equally important. Why don't you choose the next one?
Yeah, let's choose the next one. Let's go once more back here to with the sonic screwdriver.
Of course.
Alright, I went to Mystery Science Theater last night. You guys were awesome. And I just want to know, were you ever going to do a review for that movie?
What, for the Fantastic Four? Oh, we did!
Beth the Sage and I did a crossover review of it it was either during the Kick-Assia time or during Suburban Nights. But we reviewed it. It was horrible. You should see it. You should see like clips on YouTube of the MSD4K if somebody puts them up because it was hilarious.
Yeah, it was very funny. Let's see, was there someone...
Dr. Doom's gesticulations are the stuff of legend. I'm crushing your head.
I have a question for Linkara. In your opinion, how important is it to stay to the original material when adapting a comic book to a film in the interest of things like realism and seriousness? For best example, the controversial opinions that people have over the new Joker in Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight versus the original, some people say the better Joker of Jack Nicholson.
Grant Morrison had a great thing about the Joker where he basically came up with this idea that he has a kind of super sanity, that every time he wakes up he always has a different personality, which is why sometimes he's a more playful clown in the comics and sometimes he's more psychotic and less joking. But the thing is, it's hard to do a straight-up adaptation of... There are different kinds of adaptations when it comes to comic book movies. With stuff like The Avengers and all the movies that came before it, there's been like 60 plus years worth of material to draw from, and the stories have been revised and retold. So what is one's worth versus another? And the medium of film is different from comic books. So it's less important for stuff like that, in my mind, to stick with the source material as long as they, hit on the major points. Like Superman has to come from Krypton. He has to be he has to have been raised by the Kents. Those are the important elements. It doesn't matter if like Krypton society is based off of matrixy techno kind of crap, or if it's like crystals or stuff like that, because there's been like 36 different versions of Krypton. It doesn't matter with that. Something that's more self-contained, like V for Vendetta, or Watchmen, or I'm trying to think of another one, History of Violence, or some other comic book adaptation like that, where it's a set number of things that it's just the story in and of itself. It's probably more important to stick with the source material as close as you can. The only exception to that is Kick-Ass, because the Kick-Ass comic is stupid. And really kind of irritating, and you hate everyone in it.
Just like the movie.
I don't like the movie all that much, but it has some really good elements to it. But it helps that the characters are a lot more likable. Mark Miller has kind of the same problem as Frank Miller when it comes to writing, because he likes to just make his... same thing as Garth Ennis, too. Make his characters completely unlikable jackasses, and we're still supposed to root for them. And you just like are disgusted by it. It's shock tactics, and I don't like it. I don't like it. That's what I gotta do sometime. Miller time with Mark Miller. Although, actually, just to interrupt you one thing. Mark Miller does deserve some credit, though, because he stopped an online stalker once through the power of spreading the word. So, applause for Mark Miller for that.
If you think Canada's hard to get out of and back into America, try Japan. It's a lot of fun with the military. Have you guys ever thought about maybe taking, going to the military bases and doing something like this for them? Sorry. I say that because I've been overseas, and I know during, we're in Tokyo, especially Tokyo. Anime is like the thing. And there's a lot of the military over there that they would love to see something like a Youmacon, but they can't get back to the States because either A, leave is not afforded, or whatever, and believe me, it has nothing to do with politics, but it's really they just can't get back because there's other emergency stuff. So, a little bit of like anime Youmacon would be great for them. Have you guys thought about that?
Well, we're not in charge of Youmacon, so we don't know anything about like that. But we would, I think, yeah, we would be, if there were enough fans at like a military base, I think we would love to.
I think that the two things to keep in mind, you were saying, because anime is so huge, well, we'd be the wrong people to have nothing to do with anime. And we just keep getting invited to the cons. But the other thing about, if they invited us, hell yeah, but I don't think our fan base is that huge in the military base. But I do know that we have some, because I do get emails from people saying like, I just got back from Afghanistan, or I'm in service and stuff like that, and your videos have helped out during these tough times. And that is always the most surreal, most awesome thing, is to hear that, something you started at your folks' place just acting like a jackass in front of a wall suddenly is like giving people in war, is something, to, take the weight off and relax and stuff like that. And that's one of the most awesome things ever.
I would say, do you think we can go to 130? Or do you need to?
Okay, they're going to go out and get food.
Yeah. They're asking when to get food. Oh, okay.
How much time do we have left? I couldn't see because I'm not wearing my glasses.
Oh, wait.
5 minutes.
About 15 minutes.
Well, the thing is, you say we have 5 minutes. The thing is, there's nothing happening after this right away. There's another hour or so of empty space in here.
Is it possible if we go another? Who are you talking to? Oh,
this
guy.
Staff guy. Round of applause for our staff. Woo!
Okay. Oh, okay. Can we go to 115 or? Okay.
All right. Well, we'll do this to 115, and then we'll go ahead and do sort of like the autographs, and stuff like that, just over in the corner. And if they need the room, we'll just go out to the hallway. Yeah, let's go. Why don't you pick the next one here?
Okay. Let's go over here. And you, sir.
Have any of you two ever considered doing voice acting for animation, cartoons, stuff like that?
You've done a little for Team 4-Star.
I've done a little for Team 4-Star, but in terms of like just a teensy bit.
If you call that acting.
Oh, bitch! Well, if you call that a haircut.
Oh, snap, dog.
Where's your big horned helmet there, Loki? do it, yeah.
Look at like that.
Yeah, here, stand up and tell me impression. That's a great Loki.
Wait, is that supposed to be an insult?
No, it's not an insult, actually.
Do it.
In terms of like professional voice acting stuff, I would certainly love to do it. I don't know. I mean, if the offer ever came, yeah, I'd do it, but I don't think it ever, actually, I don't think it will, but if it did, I'd say yes. Although, one time someone edited IMDb so that we were going to appear on an episode of Robot Chicken.
Yeah, these or something? What was that?
That's like the DC special thing they were doing, but no, they never contacted us.
No, I remember Mike Michelle gives me a call, it was the weirdest thing to do. Just like, hello, it's like, are you doing a special for Robot Chicken where you are the voice of Mr. Freeze? And I'm like, what have you been smoking? It's like, okay, weird IMDb thing. So I
get emails and tweets from people that say, congratulations!
And the same thing, if I was offered, I'd do it. I'm not seeking it out. Let's see. You've been waving your Pokemon around and stuff like that. That sounded bad, but you know what I mean.
Okay. I know you grew up watching a lot of Nickelodeon cartoons. Have you ever watched any Cartoon Network cartoons?
It was just a bit past my time. I am aware of them. Like Johnny Bravo and Dexter's Laboratory and stuff like that. Like I saw a little bit of them, you know. Yeah, they were fun. I did watch some of the Adult Swim stuff, which was pretty funny. Like Robot Chicken, home movies, you know, one of my favorite shows. So I watched a little bit.
Yeah, it was just a little after my time. I watched like when I was growing up and I was really into anime, I used to watch animes on Cartoon Network, and Mobile Suit Gundam in particular, I love that one. But in terms of like the Cartoon Network original based stuff, yeah, not really, I'm sorry to say.
Let's see, let's go back. Yeah, let's go back.
So I have watched the Johnny Bravo with Mr. T stuff, that was awesome.
Okay. So you do the whole history of Power Rangers and everything, and what I was wondering is, how does it feel to lose the game?
I don't lose, I always win.
Joseph, I'm going to take another question.
Winning!
So this is for you, actually. A while ago, you made like a 1 minute long insult to the angry video game nerd. Was that all on the fly or scripted?
It was scripted, but I did cheat a little bit. If you look closely, you can sort of see, because I was trying to make the longest insult ever. I'm sure there's another one that beat it, but yeah, I think it's something like a minute long. And what I did is that it was in one go, but to catch my breath, what I would do, I'd be like, you know, parrot puking, scum sucking, and I hold my position and just go, horse raping, blah, 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 you know, and go from there. So if you look closely, you can see little edits in there, but it's not like I went and checked the line and came back. I was just taking a breath because I know comedically it would have to be a little funnier there. I said, okay, I'm going to go down Hunter here because he's been waving his little sweater there. I always have to listen to Hunter.
What do you think of if they ever made a Robin credit card?
Robin credit card? That's okay.
It's less impressive, but it eventually goes into a Nightwing credit card. Or it's a female Robin credit card that no one ever wants to talk about because they're assholes.
Let's see.
Yeah, Stephanie Brown. No, well, not just Frank Miller, there's also Stephanie Brown, who got killed off shortly afterwards because the DC higher-ups are assholes.
Okay, let's go down here. You're waving your eyes so seductively.
Okay, this is for you, Doug. Would you do a bum review for Wreck-It Ralph?
Yeah, I actually filmed it here.
And if we got the other that guy with glasses Q&A, we filmed part of it there as well.
Yeah, so we do a fun little thing in there, and I did see it. It is good, by the way. It's a fun movie.
I haven't seen it, but I'm sure it's good.
Yeah. So let's see. Asu, is that the Mulan dragon?
Yeah. Okay, I was like, I wanted to know. Okay, when you were doing the review for Stephen King's It, would you really recommend the Stephen King drinking game?
Oh, the Stephen King drinking game. No, I wouldn't recommend that for anybody. You need your liver, man.
There was a fan who told us that they and their friends were like literary.
Actually did it.
Yeah, actually did do it while they were watching the movie.
Yeah, they were drunk in like the first 2 seconds. Let's go over here. Let's go. You're holding up a bunch of tails there or something. What that is. Okay, go ahead.
I have a question for both of you. I have 2 questions, one for Linkara and one for both of you. The one for both of you is, do you actually slip into character accidentally, like you talk to someone and then like Linkara would go into Mecha Kara's voice, or you'd go into Chester A. Bum's voice or something?
Well, it's hard to do the echo for Mecha Kara's voice, but sometimes as Mecha Kara, it can get very serious, very disturbing, and all you pathetic organic filth. I always wanted to add more Mecha Kara stuff during Tivoli Flea, because I just love bringing out the rage in him. But that is actually a problem for me whenever I'm trying to do different voices, because to me, doing Mecha Kara was always about trying to be angry and aggressive and just like barely contained rage, and I can't do that for other voices then because it just sounds like Mecha Kara. But otherwise, not usually. It doesn't really slip into them unless I'm like losing my voice. In which case, it starts to go a little Superboy Prime.
For me, sometimes I'll slip into nostalgia creep when I'm doing like my real review of a movie, or like the top 11 like worst movies I ever reviewed or something like that. Like I'll slip into. I mean, I'll be honest, it's more for laughs. You know, like sort of the Twilight Breaking Dawn thing. Like it did really piss me off. It starts to get like really angry and stuff. It's like, okay, I'm gonna play this off. Yeah, because people want to see me play it off, and it does get me really angry. But at the same time, it's like I'm gonna have fun with it. You know, when I start going like this and I'm imitating this person's over here, like you know, and all this is going on. It's like I'm playing that mostly for yonks. You know, it's like it is my opinion, but I'm joking it up. Outside of that, yeah, usually not really. Let's see. Let's do. Let's see. What's that? Like a ponytail or something? I don't know. Got my opinion.
I asked two questions for you. Are you a fan of any of the Silent Hill video games and movies? And what was your favorite line that you said during your Youmacon news review?
In terms of the Silent Hill, the movies or the games, no, he is. So you can talk a little bit about that.
Let's talk about the comics.
What's my favorite line? Oh man, that's such a good one.
Anything with Phalos?
Yeah, I was gonna say probably just anytime Phalos would go, you know, free turns! Anytime he's something like that. And any chance I can make him sing, I always go for it because you just never know how he's gonna say it. And it's like because Brent.
Oh!
What? Oh, what? Oh! Oh! Actually, yeah, that's pretty good. Anytime Brent would do his ho-ho, I mean, it really got us going. Yeah, so sort of a toss-up between those two. It was pretty funny. Yeah, that's all I can answer for that. What are your thoughts on the Silent Hills there?
I love the games. And for those who always ask, yes, I have, since my very first Silent Hill series of videos, I have played several of the games now, 2, 3, and Downpour all the way through. Love Downpour, actually. The funny thing about Downpour is that it's less about Murphy Pendleton and more about the cop who's chasing him. At least that's how my interpretation of the story has gone. Yeah, I love the games. Have not seen Revelation. I'm not... I was talking to him about doing a bum review on Silent Hill Revelations here, and we would like go see it, because I brought my Pyramid Head costume here with me.
You're a giant triangle!
All thanks again to Will, who drove out with it, so another round of applause for Will. But I've been seeing all the vlogs about it, and all the other people who are Silent Hill fans just like going nuts about how awful it is, and talking about little details, and I'm just like, oh my god, no, I really don't want to see this. And I probably still will. I'm not going to see it in 3D. God, no. Anyway, but yeah, that's my opinion.
Yeah, let's go with Mario Head here.
Okay. The first one is more of a comment. The first time you were here, I didn't really know who you were, to be honest.
Next!
But then, you know, I got into the videos and everything, and I really felt like I, you know, missed out on an opportunity to see you here, and really got to see you back. That's the first part of it.
Cool.
Okay, and the second one, I really like the Laurie Prince videos. Do you have any plans to do like anything else?
Well, we talked about me doing one more Laurie Prince video. It's just, they took time back then, it's just finding time now. We did have this idea that like the Joker would call up and he'd hang up and then like he'd call back as Mr. Hulk, yeah, which is like, you know, just him like in a sombrero and a big fake mustache. He's like, oh, hello, I would like to speak to the Laurie Prince and stuff. And then there's like, Mrs. Man would call up, it's just Batman and wink like, where is he? So when we talked about it, I don't know if we'll ever get to it because it's just, you know, so time consuming, but we'll see what happens.
Maybe Ben could call up.
Let's go ahead and do it.
What's the coolest thing that's ever happened to you at a convention?
The coolest thing, it's not one thing, it's a couple things, and that's when people, Lewis has something similar happen at this convention too. When people come up, it's very similar to what we're talking about with the war stories, where they just say, I've just been through hell, my father died, or I went through this horrible experience, or I've lost someone, or something terrible happened, and it's like, your videos helped me get through it. That's the only thing I could watch constantly to get me through it, you know, and people have actually like broken down in front of us. And again, just to know that something so silly and simple that you start could just like, that is making people feel better. I mean, it's like, it's the world, man. It's just the world. So, what would you say about the same thing?
You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's very true. I mean,
what else can I add? It's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely the best stuff. Let's go with the Venom mask, because that's pretty cool. Hold that up again, that's pretty awesome.
I know we sort of touched on this earlier with a question about the game shows, but I just want to know if you can expound on like any of the other stuff that you're going to be doing for this site later on.
We are going to do, I am bringing Disney December back. I'm going to do the CG movies. We're also going to do sort of bum reviews on the best known like Christmas movies. We got that going. We got, my brother and I are actually going to do a review show together, which should be fun. We're going to try and do like a Siskel and Ebert style review show. Of course, we got Demo Reel going. We're still going to do bum reviews and Ask That Guy. We got the comic book show coming. We got.
You haven't told me anything about that.
We got the two game shows are coming as well. We have sort of like the Blu-ray and DVD review show coming, and like I said, that's already a lot of shows right there. So I mean, we're gonna try and just push forward with those the best we can, and like I said, just try to get some good personalities in there and just see where it goes. Like I said, just trying out sort of different new stuff from different new angles. So yeah, and we're just gonna go from there. Why don't you pick next?
Yeah, I'm gonna pick next.
There's a magic gun right here.
I'm gonna say, yeah, we got someone with a magic gun here. What do you got for us? Get it closer.
I wanted to ask you about the Spooning with Spoonie one for both of you.
No, we won't do it with you.
Okay, but I wanted to ask about for Linkara, were you offered it or did someone suggest you to go for it, like to do it? Because I know Doug wanted to.
Well, of course I wanted to get it out.
He got Angry Joe and the Sage also in it as well. So, what was your feelings towards the entire thing? Were you still a little disgusted while you were making films, or did you just have a blast with it?
Well, his linking up with Linkara, right? Is the way you've done. That's the only one you've done. Yeah, that's the. That was your idea, I think, right?
Well, here's a few things. One. I missed the first Spooning with Spoonie because I left the day before they shot all of that. You guys have to go to the Urkel house without me. Then the next time it was for the charity drive, which I was not available for. I was too busy with other stuff to come in for that. And Doug wanted to do the Spooning with Spoonie then. Then linking up with Insano started. Linking up with Linkara started out as just a joke on the forums, like saying, "What should Linkara do his own show?" Like linking up with Linkara, and I just loved it. I just love that idea so much. Like, okay, how do I invert this so it's not a bit squicky? So how about he's okay with it, but he's not actually the one who did it. They just are pretending that they did something with him. They just got him really drunk. And then Bargo was around for that, so that we quickly came up with the idea of mating with Mati for the very end of it.
I think that's like the funniest trilogy of videos we've ever played.
It happened in my globe.
Yeah, I mean, it's like everyone just evolves to a new place. It takes a different angle. I just loved it. So let's see. Other question. Let's do right here.
Alright, so I have a question for both of you, and my question is this. Before all the Nostalgia Critic and before your reviews as well, did you guys ever think of doing anything else, and if so, what was it?
Well, what I actually was doing, well, originally I went to school to sort of study film and how to do it and stuff. But I was sort of becoming a different person. I wasn't liking going the Hollywood route, and I didn't think it'd be me. I didn't think I could survive in that world, so I decided to go into illustration, and that's what I did before. That's actually what I was doing when I started Nostalgia Critic. Nostalgia Critic was like a hobby, but the income was the illustration.
When I was a teenager, I had aspirations to be a novelist, in particular a fantasy novelist. Mostly because of the ideas I was starting to get and a recurring theme that I was starting to see in like an anime or two that I'd seen, where like you have a hero who is dropped into a world and they're just like terrified, they don't know what they're doing. I had the idea of, okay, what if he's actually like this badass kid who's like, I know all the tropes, I can do this. And that's where those novels came from. But that's what I had kind of hoped I would become. But as I've gotten older, obviously people have criticized them and pointed out, like, this is wretched stuff. What is wrong with you? And they were right to say so. And that's just where I thought I was going to be at the time. And eventually I started doing blogging about the comic review stuff because I saw that other movie reviewers were doing text reviews of like stuff on the Agony booth or Jabutu's movie reviews, and I want to do that with comics, and that kind of led me where I am here. I was inspired by this asshole.
Quite an asshole to be inspired. Let's do hold up the cards here. So you pad it up for a bit. Oh. It's ticking, should I be concerned? Should I open it now, or? Okay.
Oh, I bet I know what it is.
Half of a bad credit card? I'll half kill you! I'll half kill you! The other half of the bad credit card! I'll half kill you! I'll half kill you! That's a first. I never got ammo. Oh, well, here, let's do it.
First off, yesterday, actually getting your autograph made me really happy. Yesterday would have been my dad's birthday. He's been gone for almost 2 years. So that actually made my day. Was getting your guys' autographs and being able to see you. But I was actually wondering, funniest thing ever was seeing you guys do the Just Dance video.
The which dance?
The Just Dance game.
Oh, yeah.
Seeing that actually made me buy the game and obsessed with it. Were you guys ever thinking of maybe going into the newest one and trying that and just getting everyone together for another game night?
With the Just Dance games?
Yeah, with the Just Dance 4 or even the newest one with the Kinects.
I'll say this, I can own anyone on the Michael Jackson game. I grew up mimicking the Michael Jackson, because I loved his dancing, and like anytime, like, you know, when people would dance, like whatever, they just sort of hop like this or go like this, I'm just gonna be like, you know, woo! You know? And people look at me like I'm crazy, but it's like, that's just how I know how to dance, you know, so, yeah, I don't know, maybe.
Well, they happened as a result of the after parties. After we were finished filming, like,
oh yeah, we did that for fun. Yeah, it wasn't meant to be like a video.
Yeah, just everyone filmed. They were like filming us dancing, and you could see how wonderful a dancer I am. And it was just kind of a spontaneous thing. So I fear if we like planned it out, it wouldn't be as interesting.
Yeah, we wouldn't be coordinated probably. Let's see, who else can we do? Oh, you got a question here. So, oh, did you not? I thought you were going like this. Oh, screw you.
I do have.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm lazy right now. So let's say I haven't watched your videos in the past 2 years. Can you do? I've been busy. Forgive me, please. So, can you do a quick, dramatic recap of everything that I've missed in the past 2 years?
Let's see.
Oh my God! The most incredible thing you ever saw in your life happened. Okay, so there were suburban nights, and the nostalgia critic dressed up like Link, and he showed his balls. It was horrifying. And he had to fight this guy named Alkine who was cool, but he went out like a bitch from the heart guy. But it's okay because he died too. And it's like, oh no, Monty! But then they threw his ashes into space, and it exploded and turned to this big plot hole. No, really, it's a plot hole. It's kind of confusing. But anyway, so it comes down and says, nostalgia critic, get up here. He's like, okay, you're the plot hole now. Oh, awesome. What does that mean? I don't know. Will you come back sometimes? Awesome. It was the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I thought it was overrated.
What's the next one here?
Okay, let's go back.
Well, it wasn't really dramatic telling, but yeah.
It worked. How many emails did you get from that one Todd in the Shadows video?
Not as many as you'd think. The thing is that that's not my actual email address. I don't have a Channel Awesome email address. I don't know if we even have email addresses for Channel Awesome.
Yeah, we do, but
yeah, the same thing with Lindsay. She did the same thing for the Nostalgia Chick videos, putting up the Lewis Lovhaug at channelawesome.com thing. Although some people somehow still emailed my regular email address, thinking they were for the Nostalgia Chick, like free.
Pretty fun. Let's see what
they were like, I'm just ranting at you now, Nostalgia Chick. I'm not the Nostalgia Chick.
Let's do this cool.
Do you not read the email address?
Alright, my question is, if you can't see Suburban Nights, Boldly Flee,
will the 5th anniversary video be in the kind of the same plot line?
It'll probably be a different plot line. I mean, we haven't fully figured out what we're gonna do yet because we're starting the new shows. I can say it won't be as big as The Boldly Flee. I mean, because that just like took up so much time, and now we're starting the new shows. I mean, we need time to do that. So we'll do something. We're not entirely sure yet. We tossed around a few ideas, but I mean, we're not entirely certain. But it'll be fine. We'll get some good to you guys.
Yeah, we're never going to say we're never going to do those anniversary movies again because something might happen down the line. But for right now, that storyline is complete, as it were, and we need time to rebuild ourselves and not spend a lot of money to make this kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know how we can top it anyway.
Yeah.
So let's see. Let's do go down here. It's usually hard to do. Okay. Hey.
Hello. Yes, we're all probably big fans of the history of Power Rangers here. I was just wondering if you could give us a small preview of what the next episode is going to be like.
Mystic Force is going to be the next episode when I finally get around to finishing it. And of course, yes, I always apologize. It comes when it comes. And the thing is, Mystic Force is a very odd phenomenon for me because a lot of people hate it. I actually kind of like it so far. I'm only 11 episodes in. I'm liking it so far, so that might change. There are the same problems I was having with SBD in terms of the fight scenes, but there you go. That's what's happening so far.
One more question. Okay. All right.
Hi, Doug. So when you did your first video, which was the Transformers review, like when the movie came out by Michael Bay, how are you inspired to do that video? I mean, it did start off with the nostalgia critic, but how did you get the inspiration to do this video? I mean, how?
It was really taken from the excitement. Sorry, you got a good view of my ass there. It really just came from the excitement that the crowd had, and I kind of felt too. And I thought it was, like I said, it's stupid, but I liked the first movie, and so I just wanted to sort of sum up the reaction that everybody had there by just doing the ultimate fanboy thing there. And I didn't know how cynical nostalgia was going to be yet necessarily, so it's just sort of playing off of that. And it was ultimately like a bum review. But yeah, it was pretty much just a reaction to that and summing up that just what enjoyment it was for just the right crowd. So guys, that's it for the Q&A. If you want to get something signed or take a picture or something like that, we're going to be in this corner over here. And thank you all so much for showing up. Take care.